All right, Alexis, it's been roughly a month since the MAC Indoor Championships. It's a new season, final outdoor season for you. It's getting started. Excited to get this one underway?
Oh, definitely. I think everyone's really excited. I feel like everybody has a lot to prove for this outdoor season, so we're really excited.
Now, obviously, the team didn't finish entirely where they wanted to in the team standings, but a pretty competitive MAC meet, especially at the middle range. Feel like there's a lot of room for moving up this outdoor season, a lot of work to be done?
I think there's definitely a lot of moving up that can be done. I think if everyone kind of sticks to the plan and trusts their training, that people will perform well and compete well.
So last season you made your debut at the NCAA prelim meet, senior year. Imagine you're looking for some bigger and better things to close it out.
Definitely. I think last year I went and it was not a shock, but just something a little bit different than what I'm used to. And I think this year, since I've had a little bit under my belt, that it'll be better.
Starting off with the meet at home this weekend, how much of a comforting feeling is that to spend one competition weekend at least not getting onto a bus and headed off to somewhere out of state?
It'll be nice to compete where we practice. I actually like traveling, but it'll be nice to be here.
Right. Thanks, Alexis. All right, Danielle. Long wait for the javelin group with outdoor season, months into the actual track circuit. Excited to finally get some marks on the runway?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, indoor season's kind of a bore for javelin throwers, I would say, but it's a really good time to get some training in and doing some extra work on the side if you have time to do that. But yeah, I'm really excited for the season to start.
During that really long stretch of training to get ready for the outdoor, I guess what is it that you and your group kind of do to make sure you're keeping sharp and having these practices with a purpose over these months?
Well, thankfully we've had Coach Mack here. He's a volunteer coach for us, and he's kind of set up a really good workout plan for us to keep in shape. It's a lot more higher volume, lower weight, so keeping us in shape and everything. Doing a lot of drills on the side, inside. Like, thank God we have the disc and stuff, so being able to do drills inside and just kind of keeping everything together and getting ready for outdoor season.
So the outdoor season starts for you at this very field with the Miami Duels. Is that a little bit of comfort to get things started off at home, a place where you're practicing constantly?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm excited for Saturday. Last year we had a rough first meet with that weather last year, but this year's looking good. So I'm excited to get to do my first meet here and kind of just be in our home pad. So.
You went through a solid freshman season. How are you feeling in terms of where your throws are right now entering your sophomore campaign?
I'm really excited. Coach Mann's he knows a lot about the javelin, so it's nice to get to work with someone that knows a lot about it and to teach me more. And then just last year wasn't really how I wanted it to go, but just getting ready for this season, it's going to be a good season, I can tell.
All right, good luck, Danielle.
Thank you.
All right, Zach, outdoor season, your final outdoor season gets started this weekend. You head out west to Stanford for a pretty competitive meet. I guess that expectations pretty high for first meet of the season, right?
Yeah, I mean, there will be a lot of competition out there, and that's why we're going, really, is to go and get into a good race and hopefully good weather, and hopefully hit some regional marks pretty early so that we can be a little bit more carefree for the rest of the season, and we can worry more about racing rather than hitting marks.
You didn't have cross-country season over the fall, but you got some pretty solid races in over the indoor season. How are you feeling physically in terms of your performance?
I've been feeling pretty good. I think the problem the past couple of years is that I haven't really had a great March, but this year I really made sure to nail March, and the workout's been going great for the past training block, and everything's been pretty indicative of a pretty fast race here.
Seems that the distance group in general is starting to really lengthen out after a solid cross-country season without you in the mix over the fall. Seems this group is really trending upward entering outdoor season.
Yeah, I think that, just to begin with, we got a lot of young guys, so there's that transition period of just getting used to being in college and in college training. So a lot of our freshmen, sophomores, they're starting to come on a little bit, and our junior and senior and myself included in the 5th-year class. Guys are really starting to come on and respond really well to the training, and I think that even though we've been performing well throughout, we've been kind of patient. We're looking for like our top-tier efforts coming here in the outdoor season.
I know it's tough to get a gauge of things in March for the outdoor championship coming up in May, but in your mind, what are the things that have to happen to really start making a move as a team-wise up the standings this year?
Well, as far as the distance squad goes, I think we're pretty competitive. We were pretty competitive last year, and I think that we're in a position to be even more so now, just because I was talking about like with the younger guys and that kind of stuff. We have a lot more depth now. So where we were getting like 1 or 2 guys in the top 3 or 4 before, now we'll be getting those points as well as having guys picking up the 1 to 2 points in like that 6, 7, 8 range. That really, those are kind of the points that set you apart from like the bottom tier teams in the MAC.
All right, good luck this weekend, Zach.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. Outdoor season gets going. Obviously, the bulk of the team going to be right here at this track, but a handful of distance runners testing themselves out west. What are you looking for out of this opening weekend of outdoor?
Well, it's been a few weeks now. Actually, been 5 or 6 weeks for a lot of our kids since they've raced or competed. And so this is a little bit of a rust buster again. We kind of go back to some higher volume training for almost everybody on the team. And so we get to step into the ring and step onto the line and see what we can do. Most of this weekend will be to see what we're ready for. Going forward, we have Alabama next weekend, so that'll be a really big team trip for us, where we get some nice weather and hopefully get some really good marks. The small group going out to Stanford is a little bit more prepped for some really fast times, and we're looking for potential first-round qualifiers out of that group.
So, out of the group that's coming or staying in Oxford this weekend, what are you hoping to see performance-wise there, as the weather is starting to perk up a little bit and it should be pretty nice this weekend too?
Yeah, I think we'll have much better weather than we had last year, where we had to actually cancel the last half of the track meet. I'm looking for competition. I'm looking for a competitive effort amongst the distance runners. We're pitting them against each other. We've got some competition that's showing up, and you might have a few athletes here and there that'll be at the same caliber, but for the most part we want to see who's ready to throw down and compete, who's got that grit, and for some of them, again, it's been a while since they've raced, and so we really want to see them come out and show what they're ready for.
Indoor season on the women's side, it was pretty competitive, not very much separating the middle pack of the MAC standings. So it seems like there's some potential for moving up on the women's side, and I guess take me through where you're hoping to see out of them over these next couple of months.
Yeah, so I mean, the MAC conference it's a unique conference because it's really strong. I think it's stronger than most people would give it credit for. It's strong at the top, it's decent in the middle, but then it does trail off quite a bit. And so there are some points to be gained in that 7 and 8 spot in a lot of events. But we have girls, Danielle Collier, for example, she's going to be on the roster again here for throwing the javelin. She specializes in that, and she could end up being a really good powerhouse athlete for us. But we get Alexis Jimson-Miller can come back and hopefully get a little redemption in the hurdles after a not so great indoor MAC competition. And our throwers again are very solid, and so they're going to be putting up a lot of points at the MAC championships. Overall, we've got other people on the team who have come off of injury, and hopefully they'll be able to contribute. People even just getting rid of sickness. There seemed to be a lot of sickness around this year, and everybody seems to be healthy right now.
Over on the men's side, obviously they don't compete in the MAC championships indoors, but you got a bit of a preview at some pretty impressive times from a lot of different groups, along with a pretty solid cross-country finish out of them in the fall. What are you hoping to see out of them this year?
Well, it's always exciting. You know, we wait so long just for this season, just so we can get online at the MAC championships. And so with our distance runners, you know, they've had a few competitions indoor. It's not quite enough to really get into the groove and get into the swing of things, but we've got some really strong talent. When we look at the middle distances, I'd say we're strongest there. But we've got some steeple chasers that I think are going to surprise some people by the end of the season. In the longer events, that's where we're developing. You know, we've got some really good talent, but when you come from a high school program and now you jump into the Division I college level, it takes a year or two to develop, and so in the next couple weeks, we're going to see some of our freshmen really start putting up some good times, kind of establishing themselves at that level. In the other events, we've got a couple newbies in the throws arena. We'll see if we've got any points that we can get in the javelin. We've got the hammer and the disc coming from Zubin Coleman, and he's looking really good. And then we've got some young guys in the sprints as well that we could end up rounding out a really nice team, including the veterans like Vinny and Aaron Murison now. We're gonna see some really good things from the guys.
Hey, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.